What's up, everybody? How's it going? How's it going? Connected to YouTube chat successfully. All right. YouTube chat is good. Hi, which one is better? XT33 versus the XT50? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's see. B&H photo. Let's see. XT30. I. Add to compare, and then XT50. Let's find out. So probably the XT50, right? Yeah, you get 40 megapixels versus 26, right? You both get a crop factor. Ooh, this one has IBIS. So yeah. All right, that's an easy choice. That's an easy one. Yeah, that's an easy one. Definitely the... Oh. Yeah, the XT50 for sure on this one. No contest. No contest on this one. Disconnect. Oh, that's connected. Okay. How about SD cards? V60 is enough to take 4K vids? Yeah. Yep. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It most certainly is. I need to get my desk notebook. I don't know where it is. Yeah, for sure. Beginner camera. Let's move this over. Beginner. What camera should I get for point and shoot? Depends on your budget. Depends on your budget. If you got a nice budget, I'd get something that was like $900, $1,200. If you don't have a lot of money, probably something cheaper. Yeah, definitely something cheaper. I need to go get my notebook. The usual notebook that I use is black. What up, YouTube? How you guys doing over there? Over on YouTube, what camera are you guys using right now? Oh, this was for gaming. So I guess I'll just use... Oh, there it is. 3 viewers on YouTube. What up, YouTube? Canon EOS 7D. I don't have much experience with the D series from the Canon lineup. I know they're a little bit older. Let's find out. But I don't use DSLR cameras. Canon 7D is a robust, recent 2029. Jesus Christ, dude. That's almost like, what, 15 years? Chloe, thoughts on the 50mm f? You gotta have the 50, the nifty 50. Gotta have it. Featuring Digic 4. Digic 4? Jesus, they're on the Digic 10. 8 FPS continuous shooting, 1080 video, known for its durable magnesium alloy, 19 points. It's ideal for wildlife sports, typically found for around... Yeah, it's a super cheap-ass camera. Vic, I still haven't decided the R50 yet, since it's $700. I found an R10 for $200 more. Yeah, if you're looking at the R50 or the R10, that's a good jump. That's a good jump for sure. I have the R10 as well. The R10 is what you're watching me on right now. And then the R50 is actually over on YouTube. You should turn your audio gain a bit, brother. Is my audio... Nobody's ever complained about my audio. My audio too low, guys? Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Fujifilm GFX S2. Let's take a look at that. Fujifilm GFX X2. Anything going on YouTube? 4 people on YouTube. What's going on, y'all? We're just checking out cameras right now. 4 souls over there. If you guys are brand new over on YouTube, hello, hello. All we do here is do me a favor and let me know what your current camera setup is, or what camera you're looking to pick up. GFX 100S2. Ooh, look at this. Medium format, man. Yo, if you're thinking about buying this camera, you don't need my help, man. You definitely don't need my help. 5 viewers on YouTube. What up, YouTube? How's it going? We're just kind of hanging out answering people's questions right now. I saw an A61 versus an A64 versus an R50. Okay. Good. Buy an XT50. I'm French ambassador for Fuji. Cool. Hey, brother. What about a Sony ZVE 10 Mark II for first time? ZVE 10 Mark II is great, man. I have one of those cameras. Pretty good. What do you think about the A7R3? A7R3 is nice. I think they have, what is it, the A7R5 now? So it's a little bit older. Sony A7R3. Oh, no longer available. So let's go to MPB. $2,000? I don't know, man. I don't think I'd buy one for $2,000. MPB. A7R2, A7R3 used. Oh, it's $1,200. Why your audio so low? Is that's another person that said my audio's low. Is it low? I don't know why it's low. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Audio's good over here. Monitor audio. Not sure. I haven't changed anything. My music should be really low, but not my actual audio. Ask me about... Okay, that's 5 viewers over on YouTube. What up, YouTube? We still in here? You guys are pretty quiet. You guys are always kind of shy. We got to get the YouTube viewers a little bit more into the streams. It's okay. They'll come out of their shell eventually. 6 viewers on YouTube. Your mic is good. Thank you, DJ Fitz. Yeah, I usually don't have... Oh, here we go. All right, TikTok is connected. Here we go. TikTok is connected. What should I get? Sony 61 or 64? 64. That's an easy one. You guys got to get the best camera that you can afford. If you can afford it, buy the best one. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Well, audio's good. There's no music. Audio's good. There's no music. Thinking about buying? What's going on with the music? Let's see, Spotify is here. Can you guys hear the music now? It should be super quiet. Mic check, mic check. R50 is not trash. The R50 is definitely not trash. The R100 is trash. Sony R64, the R10. I think the R10. Are you guys even using this thing that I showed you guys? Are you guys even going to B&H? Like, at all? Canon R10. Canon R10 versus the Sony 6400. R50 is trash, R10 is better. The R10 is better, but the R50 is not trash. Any lens suggestions for the ZVE10 Mark II? Depends on what you want to shoot, man. I have a Canon R7. Any thoughts? I have it with the RF 7200. I like the R7. The R7 is nice. Hot take, the FX3 is a great photo camera. Not sure if that's a hot take. All right, R10 versus the 6400. Let's see what we got. Autofocus, same megapixels. Yep, same megapixels. Image sensor. Sensor looks to be a little bit bigger over here. That doesn't really matter. Still crop sensor. Oh, that's why. Crop 1.5 versus 1.6. No image stabilization. Oh, this one has digital IS. Both of them are pretty comparable. It looks like one of them, if I'm not mistaken, the 6400 does have S-Log though. So that could be. This one shoots in 8-bit. Does this shoot in 10-bit? We'll have to see. 30-minute. Recording 2-hour maximum. No record limits. Both have single SDs. Which one of your cameras do you use the most, and why do you have so much of them? I'm a content creator, bro. I create content. Right now I'm using 3 cameras just for this stream right here. Actually, I have 1, 2, and then I have 1 on TikTok and then 1 on YouTube. Yeah, so between these 2, man, it looks like the only thing I could say that would be a bummer for me would be that this screen is pretty shitty. If you like, you know, I don't like this screen personally. You know what I mean? Which camera do I use the most? Probably my R5 Mark II. Is the Sony EF's 28-70 good for the 64? I'm doing fashion photography. 28, man, you gotta remember the crop factor, right? So like 28 is gonna be a little punched in. You know what I mean? Would you think the R10 is much better than the R5? Than the R50? Would you take the R10 as a beginner? The R10 is a better camera than the R50, yes. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. R50. Yeah. Typically, you guys, typically, the more expensive camera is usually better. Typically, not always, but typically. They have the same megapixels, crop factor, same. Actually, there's a lot, man. Mechanical focal plane shutter and electronic rolling shutter. Hello, bro. I think I should buy the ZVE 10 II. Bulb and time mode. Center weighted. Aperture priority. Presets. Yes. These look really similar. In you know, looking at them. Yeah, they look really, really similar. Even the resolution is better on this guy over here. What's going on? This is the same. This is the same. This would be a really good video, actually. The R10 versus the R50. Battery's the same. Yeah, battery's the same. Over on YouTube, what cameras are you guys using? Are you at 30 FPS? I think so. Yeah. Yep, 30 FPS. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Are you at 30 FPS? R50 was released later on too. Was it? Canon R7 versus Fuji versus 67. Depends on what you're doing, Philippe. Depends on what you're doing, really, man. If you're doing just primarily photos, the Fuji sounds really nice. The R7 looks really cool too. Let's see. Let's go over to. Let's do Canon R7. Thoughts on the new G87? No thoughts, not yet at least. I upgraded from the M50 to the... Nice, dude. R50V is sick, bro. I'm using an R50 right now, actually. What was the other camera? 6700? Sony 6700. How far is your key light? This light right here? I don't know. 3-4 feet maybe. And then what was that last camera? Fuji XS20. XS20. Let's check it out. Yeah, the R50. If I ever get rid of any of these cameras, like the R50 or the R10, I would just swap them out for I would swap them for R50Vs, for real, for real. Ooh, look at these. These are nice. I think just looking at them, if I'm primarily going to be doing like photos, I'd probably go with the Fuji. If I wanted to do video, like hybrid stuff, I'd probably go with the Sony for sure. March 2023. Got it. Cool. Yo, help me out. Want to buy a new camera? Beginner photographer for me. I'm also trying to buy a pouch. What's a pouch? Hybrid most video. Thoughts on the Sony Alpha 3? Sony A7 III. I'm new to photography. I want to do video and photos. A7 III is nice. It's a little bit old, but it's nice. The R50 does do good for sports, but that's only an electronic shutter. But it will cause warping. Yeah, it probably will a little bit. Probably will a little bit. Pouch that my cam so I can carry it around. Oh, okay. Yeah, looking at these three cameras, let's check them out. We got 32. So the R7 has 32 megapixels, 26 on the Sony, 26 on the Fuji. They're APS-C. This one has a mechanical shutter, both of them have mechanical, all three of them have mechanical shutters. 50 to 1002. This one has the ISO, extended ISO to 102,000. Ooh, look at this. 30 FPS maximum. Has 30 FPS. This one has 11. This one has 20. That's a big jump right there, guys. That's a big jump. Over from YouTube, what's your opinion on the C50 not having IBIS with that kind of price? For filmmaking, man, I don't need IBIS. I have the C50, by the way. The C50 is nice, man. This is primarily like a filming camera. So like IBIS on film is not really important. You know, so this is not really critically important for a video camera to have IBIS. Because most video that's done is always supported like stabilized via a gimbal or a whole bunch of other stuff. Video is very limited. I wish we could get the R50V firmware update to get the same issue. Yeah, but they that's why they have the R50V, bro. That's why they have the R50V. You know what I mean? The M50 I still think has its place, but if you look at it, man, the M50 is more money. I mean, the R50 is more money than the R50V, which is kind of crazy to me. What's a good Sony camera with a 24 to 70 lens budget for sports photography? Probably the A7 III for sure. Best camera and lens for football games? Probably the R3 with a 70 to 200. For sure. Hello from Indonesia. Hello, hello. I want to get a cheap telephoto lens for the Canon EOS to try. Recommendations? Probably the Tamron. The Tamron 70 to 180. I think that one's pretty inexpensive. Yeah, 800 bucks for this one. I think this is like a good starter lens for people that are like just doing sports and just getting started, you know? Beyond the Cosmic, hello, hello from YouTube world. Everybody over on TikTok, say hello to YouTube. 3 people. All that we're doing over here, YouTube crew, is YouTube crowd, is that we're just answering people's questions as best as that I can. Most of the questions are coming in from TikTok, but I'm paying attention to YouTube as well, so no need to switch over. Stay where you're at. Bro, I got a Sigma 70 to 200 for $250 off Facebook. It was such a steal. That is a steal, man. That is a steal, for sure. I don't recommend, Derek, you know me, man. I don't like recommending people buying from... I don't tell people to go buy off Facebook Marketplace, because I don't want you guys to get stabbed and shit, you know? Like, I don't want that to happen. As first camera only photos, what do you think about the Canon EOS D 700D? I don't really think much of those cameras, man. The 700D, I think the 700D is like, I was looking at it earlier, wasn't I? 700D? Or was it the 70D? Yeah, I was looking at this a second ago. Yeah, I mean, you guys got to buy what you can afford, you know? I was definitely looking at the 70D. Yeah, definitely looking at the 70D. Oh, it's the Rebel T5i. Yeah, if this is all that you can afford, man, it's what you can afford, you know? As long as you guys get started. 700D. 200 bucks, dude. You know, this is the thing, man. Like, anything, for real, guys, anything under 500 bucks, just buy it. Just buy it. Just buy it, try it, and then see, like $200 is not a significant. It may seem like a lot of money. Let me back up. It is a lot of money. To some people, it's a lot of money, but it's worth an investment of $700. We have to like just kind of try shit to like get out there and like fucking do it, you know? And if you're concerned about a $200 purchase, if you guys are concerned and worried about a $200 purchase, we're in the wrong business, or we're not yet in a position where we're able to make this risk, right? So if you're not risk averse yet on a $200 purchase, you got some more work to do. And that's okay if you're not able to afford the $200. I'm not trying to shame anybody, you know, or anything like that, but like for 200 bucks, pull the fucking trigger. You know what I mean? Over on YouTube, we got some YouTube comments. All right, guys, do you know a good lens for the Canon Rebel T7 for astrophotography? Astrophotography, I usually know. I don't do astrophotography, but usually what I see people do astrophotography, it's like a super wide lens, like a 12 millimeter, 15, 14, 16, something super duper wide. So on the T7, it's a crop sensor, so I'd go as low as like 12 or 9 millimeters. I'm really torn between the R50V as well. I do more photography. Maybe the R50, it has the EVF. Yeah. Again, you guys got to make a decision. You know, you guys got to make a decision at some point. It's a good deal if I buy a Sony 24 to 70 G Master or recommend. Yeah, 24 to 70 sick, dude. Would look at lens over expensive bodies at the start. I recommend $700. Like $700. If you can get yourself a $700 camera, $1,000 camera, and then over time, over the years, save up a little bit more money to get a much nicer lens, I think that's the best way to go. Because what happens when you have limited amount of resources, guys, and you're thinking that $200 is a lot of money, this money is going to go to waste because you're never going to get this $200 back. It's like essentially just gone. Right? Because when you try to sell this, nobody's going to give you 200 bucks. You're going to outgrow it in like less than 6 months. I guarantee it. This $200 spent 6 months later is gone essentially. Got a 150 in good condition in case charger, so I didn't really look elsewhere. Should I get the R50V for sports and get rid of my T7? You should definitely get rid of your T7. The R50V though is more of a video camera. It takes great photos, but it doesn't have a viewfinder. So if you never used your viewfinder, Sean, you'll be fine. Let's see, another YouTube comment here. Is there another one? Did I see one? In your opinion, what camera is suitable for videography beginners, which is cheap? R50V. R50V is the camera that I recommend, guys. R50V is a nice camera. That's this camera right here. R50V. This is it, man. This is it. I have two of these. I have two of these because that's how good they are, man. They're not the most impressive camera in the world, but for a beginner that's just getting into cinematography and wants to like start learning the ropes, this is the one right here. Like I said, I have two of them. I've even made a couple YouTube videos on these. Bought a 600D, still works. If it still works, use it, man. I have a good day, bro. Love the camera. Yeah, thank you, Derek. Appreciate you stopping in. What are your thoughts on the Fujifilm X-Half? I think it's kind of cool. How much is the X-Half? How much is it? Because I was looking at it today. Fujifilm X-Half. I thought it was kind of a silly camera, but I wonder if it's a couple $100. Woo-wee! $800, $900. Get the fuck out of here. No way, sir. Maybe. Let's look at it. No, sir. That's crazy. It's cool, but no. I like this lens though. 32 millimeters. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Alex Films, what up, Alex? How many are we doing in the chat right now? 16 people. Guys, over on TikTok, welcome in. We're just answering as many questions as possible. Right now, it looks like the chat is really rolling, so if I do miss your question, I apologize. I am prioritizing people that send gifts, not necessary, but I will take a hard look at your question if you do send gifts or over on YouTube. YouTube is fine because there's not that many people over there. 6 viewers on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. How's it going? We're just kind of hanging out answering questions here. When getting started, how do you know what to take and if it's good or not? When you're just getting started, Gerald, when I first got started, I just went outside and started taking pictures of shit, man. Like, for real. And I didn't know if it was good or not. I just did it, you know, just went outside and started taking photos. But through that repetition, Gerald, that's how you get better. And then you start showing your pictures to people. And if they're like, ha, ha, nice, you know, then you kind of have a feeling like, yeah, you probably have some more practice to do, you know, and that's okay. Let's see. Thoughts on the Canon EOS T5? Zero thoughts on any Canon Rebel. Zero thoughts. Zero thoughts. I bought a ZVE 10. What should I get for it? I want to buy one lens for everything, but as well, any tips? The 18 to 50. So if you guys have any crop sensor cameras, I think this is the best lens that you guys can buy right now, in my opinion. This lens right here. This is it. I have one of these. Really, really nice. So anybody that's in the chat, anybody in YouTube, anybody in TikTok, if you have a crop sensor camera, check out this lens right here. They have it available for Fujifilm, Leica, Sony, and Canon RF mount. Excuse me. Question over from YouTube. Is the Canon Rebel T7 also a good close-up nature shot? The Canon I don't recommend beyond the Cosmic any Rebel cameras, man. I think Canon is robbing people with the T7, and they're taking advantage of people almost to the point of like being malicious. Guys over on TikTok and over on YouTube, if you're not following or subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I post content all of the time on all platforms. Right now, I'm actively trying to learn how to go live multi-stream on TikTok and on YouTube. So I do have sound effects. I haven't done any. I have a couple. And I'm still learning myself. So right now you guys get to witness me learning how to navigate the chat and do all this stuff at the exact same time. So I had a 700D for a few days now as a first. What would be a good upgrade? The autofocus is unusable. 700D. Let's take a look at that. Yeah. I mean, any camera outside of 10 years old is what I'm trying to say is like they've made a lot of improvements, man. Yeah, this camera's from 2013. So what is that? 12 years? Is that right? 13 years? Any cameras outside of 10 years old, like there's been a lot of improvements in autofocus technology in the past under 10 years. Like really, really drastic improvements. I need to color YouTube a different color on this thing. That's what I need to do because I need to pay attention to YouTube people as well. Let's see. Actually, you know what? No. Can I buy a Sony A7R2 to use a hybrid, but mainly for photography? The A7R2 is probably a little old by now, right, guys? Is a 6700 with an 18 to 135 good to begin photography journey? Yeah, that's good. What camera should I upgrade to from a Nikon D31 for plane spotting? You probably just need a better lens. Alex Films, should I upgrade from an A7 III and go to the FX30? I'd be doing more Danny Duncan type of vlogs. I mean, if you want to record films that are a little bit longer and like vlogs that are a little bit longer, the FX30 is a nice way to go. House of Ill, what up? I think I remember your name, buddy. I haven't seen you here in a while. Good to see you, man. I got the A7R4 with a kit lens. What kind of affordable lens upgrade should I get? You should definitely get like a nifty 50, bro. Everybody in the chat, in TikTok and over in YouTube, you guys got to have a nifty 50. That's like the first lens that everybody needs to own, guys. If you have a kit lens, the second lens that you should buy, nifty 50. It comes in practically every mount. For Sony, here it is here, 200 bucks, 300 bucks. Everybody needs to have a nifty 50. They call it the Plastic Fantastic. Yeah, especially if you're on a budget, House of Ill, the 50, and you have a full frame, right? You said you have an A7 IV. Yeah, bro, you're gonna love the nifty 50. And now, if you're looking for something wider, like something that takes up, that you can see a larger field of view, you're definitely gonna want like a 24 or a 16. The good thing about Sony, though, is that it's an E-mount, so you can find a lot of cheap, inexpensive options, like a lot, dude, like a lot. That's why I recommend Sony to people that are like, hey, I'm kind of taking this seriously, not so much, and I don't want to spend a lot of money because I don't know what I'm doing just yet. I always tell them to go with Sony. Sony A7 Mark IV. Yeah, hell yeah. House of Ill. I'm buying the 67. Do it, Everett. Thumbs up, 6700. Do it, broski. Let's see. What should I get? The ZV-E10, like attachments and stuff. For questions about attachments, you gotta tell me like what you do. You know, do you need monitors? Do you need audio? Because it kind of sounds like you just want to buy shit. And that's cool too if you just want to buy shit. There is one thing that I can show you guys on my actual. So I build out a kit for my ZV-E10. And it's linked in my description underneath my bio. Let me see. I built out a ZV-E10 kit already. I built a kit for everything, but this is essentially all of the accessories that I own for the ZV-E10. It includes some of my favorite lenses that are super cool. Really, really cool. You guys want to see my ZV-E10? I'll show it to you. Also, guys, today I discovered a problem. I discovered an issue today, guys. Would you recommend an upgrade from a T5i to an R10 or R? If you, Trav, if you can afford the R7, go for the R7, bro. For the ZV-E10, it's mainly for vlogging and client work. Oh, sick, bro. So you definitely need a monitor. Check this out. Who is that that's asking? Is that Marco Hestaro? So this is my ZV-E10 II, bro. I got the all-white build. I call it the White Samurai. But one thing that I found out today, check this out. With the cage, because I have a cage on here, look at this clearance. I don't know if you guys can see it very clearly in the video. This clearance from this lens to this, there's not much of a gap there. And earlier today, I wanted to take out another lens of mine, the 70 millimeter. Let's put this over here, guys. The 75 millimeter. And guess what I discovered? Guess. You guys will never guess. Guess. Take one guess. Look what happens. So I take this one off. I go to put this one on. Right here. And the motherfucker doesn't fit. It doesn't fit because it hits the top of the cage. So I can't use this lens specifically with this lens. Womp womp. So in order for me to use that lens, I have used it before, but the way that I used it, I didn't have the cage on prior. So that is something for you guys to keep an eye on. If you do buy this cage, that the lens might not clear the actual cage, which is definitely a bummer. Also, look at how pretty these lenses are. I have them all listed right here, guys, in my link in bio if you're curious. Harvard Tang. Well, let me check YouTube. Is the Canon R Rebel T7 good for close-up nature shots? Depends really on the lens beyond Cosmic. YouTube is asking, is the Rebel T7 good also for yeah, you need to think of a lens instead of the actual camera. A lot more is depending on your lens than your actual camera for specific niches of photography, guys, and I think that's easily forgotten, especially with normies and noobs. We always want to switch our camera. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so anyways, I have all of the gear that I recommend in the Amazon storefront. I have all my cameras that I've ever bought, practically all these cameras. I do need to go in and update this. All the lenses that I've ever purchased and all of the accessories and lights and mics and stuff that I recommend, if you guys are curious. I was thinking of getting an 18 to 135 lens. I was going to buy a single lens for most things possible. Yeah, you're going to have some compromises, Marco, when you do that. But if that's what you want to try, bro, give it a try. R7 or the Sony ZV-E10 for an upgrade? The R7 is a better camera than the Sony ZV-E10. Also, nobody should be buying the ZV-E10. You should be buying the ZV-E10 II. Also looking to eventually get a Sigma 100-400 as my first lens, intend on doing sports. Okay, cool. How many of you guys, oh, thank you for the roses. Whoever sent the roses, green person. I don't know what your name is. Appreciate the roses. Who in the chat doesn't even own a camera yet? Budget reasons for the ZVE-10 II. Everett doesn't own. Everett, what camera are you looking at right now, bro? Budget reasons. The thing is, that guy Zavs, you shouldn't be wasting your limited resources on cameras that are no longer really, I mean, I don't want to say they're not viable, but they're just save up the extra cash and get the newer one, man. And if you don't have the patience to save up a little bit more cash for a nicer camera, then you guys need to practice delayed gratification. Sony FX30, by the way, quality, I'm unhappy. You're unhappy with the quality of the FX30? That's crazy. The ZVE-10 II is they made just a massive leap in improvement in the camera from one generation to the next. Like really big improvements. Big improvements that are certainly worth $400. Because I think the ZVE-10 II and the ZVE-10 have a $400 price difference. Thoughts on G Master lens? G Master lenses, hell yeah. A67, Everett, buy it, bro. Save up for the A6700. That's the one, man. Question from YouTube World: what camera do you use? Right now, I'm using two cameras are pointing at me, and I got one top-down view down here. I use a lot of cameras, but the camera that you're watching me on TikTok right here, this is a Canon R10. Actually, I'll pull it up for you guys so you guys can see. Right now, I'm using a Canon R10, this camera, and I'm using this lens right here, the Sigma 23 millimeter. The 23 millimeter, by the way, has become my new favorite focal length, especially for lives. 23 is really nice, guys. So this lens right here, again, the Sigma crop sensor lenses. If anybody in the chat, anybody over in the YouTube worlds has a crop sensor camera, you gotta check out the Sigma crop sensor lenses. These are so nice, dude. So nice. And then I'm using this. And then my other setup that I have over on the YouTube world, that is my wide angle, I'm using the R50, this camera, and I'm using the, what is that, the 12 millimeter Sigma, using this guy. This guy right here. This one is kind of unique. 12 millimeters is really wide, but I think I like the focal length. If you guys hop over to YouTube, you'll see it's like super duper wide. Marco's asking, so what lens do you recommend for the ZVE-10? One, I need it for content vlog and client work outside. The 18, the 10 to 18 is really nice. I have the 10 to 18 as well. So this one is really nice. Sigma 10 to 18, especially if you need versatility. This one's nice. Right here. Boom. I'm using it on this view right here. This is a 10 wide. You can see my entire desk, right? See this? And then that's at 10 millimeters. And this is literally my entire desk. Like over here is the edge of my desk, pretty much. And then I can punch in all the way to 18, which is what I kind of have it at. Mokosh Patel, what can and lens recommend? I have Canon T3i, fully loaded it, but just for sports. T3i is kind of tough, man. I mean, if you want to do sports, I would do like the 70 to 180 from Tamron. Can you buy me an FX3? I cannot. Can you check out the 7350 for Sony's? That's probably a not a crop sensor. That's probably a, what's it called? A variable aperture lens is what it looks like. Is it a Sony lens? Yeah. Is it this lens? I definitely would not pick this up. This right here, this is a problem for me. This variable aperture, guys, is a big no-no. And this is expensive, dude. No, thank you. What about an A1? Hello in the YouTube world. 5 people on YouTube, guys. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the chat. We're just kind of hanging out. If you guys are brand new to the YouTube channel, welcome in. Feel free to submit your questions. Actually, what camera are you guys using there on YouTube? Are any of you guys content creators, like want to make YouTube videos, or you guys just photographers? Like, what do you guys actually do? Does anybody make money with their cameras? How about that? That's a good question, right? Does anybody actually make money with their camera gear currently? Film Boyle, what do you do to make money with your camera? Makosh Patel, me. Okay, cool. I work at Land Rover. Sick, bro. Canon T7, thumbs down. Yeah, the well dried up though. Yeah, I want to pair it with the Sigma 100 and 400. The lens might look ridiculous on the 67. I'm not concerned about the look of it because I've had some ridiculous cameras, lenses on cameras, but $1,200 is too expensive for me to pay for a variable aperture lens. I manage their social media. Sick, bro. Sick. Sony A6000. I work for IT company. Cool. Not sure how that relates to having a camera. Recommend the Fuji XM5? I do. Zack Attack. Got a Lumix S5 2X. Sick. Will Anders, you're killing it, bro. Get like the Lumix S. Get something like a 12 or a 16, something in between, like a 15 to 35, bro. Or get yourself a nice prime, a nice wide prime. Thank you for the heart me. Just a hobby. Okay. Yeah. Just having a hobby is great too, for the YouTube guys. Thinking the Sigma 16 to 28 at the moment. Cool. Yeah, 16 is nice. And with that lens, you'll probably have like full coverage of like everything, dude. You did good, Will Anders. Good job, bro. Recommendations for studio and sports photography. I want to get the well up again. What kind of shots do you want to do for studio? I mean, studio and sports is kind of 24 to 70 is always a great lens to get, guys. You guys are familiar with the holy trinity of lenses? Real fast, without thinking, who can say it first? What are the holy trinity of lenses? Who can name them all? Ooh, 50 to 150 f2. Nice. Makosh Patel. Ding, 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 ding. You got it, buddy. That's it. Looking at the Sigma 18 to 300. Okay. Sigma 18 to 300. Those lenses to me, Zack Attack, are like anything with a variable aperture, broski, is no good to me. What is that? 18 to 300? Yeah, anything with a variable aperture is like immediately ruled out. Yeah, and like look at this. If you look at this lens right here, why can't I click it? There it is. Whoop, not this. 300 millimeter. Why can't I click on this? What happened? MPB. Yeah, anytime I see this right here, variable aperture, no bueno. It's really cheap though. Is this the lens you're talking about? Again, anything under $300 for a lens, dude. Just try it, man. Just try it. I think they're a waste of money. I think it's a good way to waste your money, you know. Hey, I need help going to Japan in 2 months, and I want to buy a small camera under 500. Any options? Under 500 bucks, you could get some point and shoots. Yeah, you can get some nice point and shoots. If you're doing like volleyball games, what do you think? What games? What ISO would you think you should be on? At least a 24 to 70. I have used 67 body but haven't purchased any lenses yet, so any recommendations for everyday stuff on a crop sensor camera? I really like a 16 millimeter. But the lens that I recommend, I've already said it several times, is the Sigma 18 to 50. This lens right here, this is it, you guys. This is the lens. For the studio photography, I'm looking for a camera for headshots, modeling shoots. R6 Mark II. For any APS-C, the 17 to 70 is king. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't like the Tamron brand that much, but that's a good lens. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. My volume is too low. That's another person that says my volume is too low. I wonder what's going on with my volume, guys. It's not under wave. Mic check, mic check. My microphone volume is like crazy high right now. General settings, noise suppression low. What is this under? Let's see. Wave. I need to do some adjustments on my audio thing. I won't fiddle with it right now, but yeah, none of this is actually turned on. It's okay. I won't fiddle with it right now. Any budget options around 800 USD? I'm not in the States, so the price. You're not in the States. The Sigma on the screen. This one? Yeah, this one's it, man. I'm looking for a 7200 for a Sony a6000. What's a good budget lens? Check out the Tamron 70 to 180. YouTube, 8 viewers. All right. Is Tamron 35 to 150 good? Is the 35 to 150 the f2 to f2.8? That one is kind of cool. Yeah, that one is actually kind of cool. And that one kind of defeats my point on the what's it called? The variable aperture, because that variable aperture is like really Tamron 35 to, and they also released a new one recently. Yeah, I do like this lens a lot, but it's expensive. I do like this lens a lot. Yeah, this one is really good. They did make a new one. I think it was a 35 to 100 f 2.8. They made a newer one that's a little bit smaller. That one just came out. But yeah, this one is great. For those of you guys watching over on YouTube, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. We're just talking about lenses, gear, and cameras. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm trying to answer as many questions as possible. If you're new over on YouTube, consider subscribing. I'm also looking for like content ideas to make YouTube videos on. Somebody asked me to make a YouTube video earlier today on the 35mm versus the 45mm, which actually I need to write down. I do need to write that down because that seemed like a good idea. I think I missed some comments here. What metering mode should I use for automotive? I usually use center weighted metering mode. Ricky Wolfthorne. My daughter plays volleyball. 70 to 180. Yeah. Yep. 70 to 180 works for like indoor basketball and like the indoor courts, you know, really, really well. So 70 to 180 is nice. So what do you think about the Sigma 50mm to 150 f 2.8? I like that one too. If it's a constant aperture. Yeah, 2.0 would be great for like if you're at 35 or like 50 or 80. Well, I've never used this lens, so I don't know where it stops being f2. Typically variable apertures go from like 35 and then 40 it'll bump up, you know what I mean? What do you think on the 1635 G Master? Thumbs up, dude. Any G Master is sick, bro. I have seen some international models for sale at a cheaper price than U.S. models. Are international cameras good to get in the U.S.? Zack Attack, I think you're talking about like gray market cameras. I've never bought a gray market camera, so I don't know. I don't know exactly what the pro versus con on that is. There's probably like some warranty shit that you have to worry about, I think. But yeah, you'll have to do some more research on that. I've never, like I said, I've never bought anything from on the gray market. I've got a Samyang and there's no L mount with the Tamron. Never had any issues. Is a Sony A7 Mark III a good camera for club videography with a Sony FE? Try it. Give it a try. A7 Mark V good? Yes, A7 Mark V is good. Thoughts on the Lumix L mount? I've never used the L mount, so I don't have much experience with it, unfortunately. I got a new A7 V and I have an A7 IV. Don't really see a ton of difference, but 30 bursts is insane. Yeah, I made some videos a while back telling people that if they have the A7 III and you're thinking about upgrading, the A7 V is from the 3 to the 5 is a nice big jump. And my thoughts were that for the jumps from the 4 to the 5, there was a slight improvement, but it was like marginal compared to the 3 to the 5. I've had my A7S III and 24G Master since it came out, and it's been through everything. Congratulations, Dalio. Yeah, congratulations, man. Do you know why my videos filmed with ZVE 10-230 Sigma blurry when uploaded, exported at... I do not know why that happens to you. Smells hectic. What was your first wedding shoot like? Pretty chaotic, dude. Pretty chaotic. I did my first wedding shoot a long time ago. 3-4 years ago. Yeah, it was pretty intense. Pretty intense. I've only done like 4 or 5 weddings, and I think I only have like 3 that I've actually kept as a record. that I kept on my thing, like backed it up. Let's see if we can find it. And then I stopped doing weddings. Well, what I did was I started charging a lot more. And here we go. So this was, I charged about $1,000 for this. It was about a 4-hour wedding. And it was just me with one camera. So this was, yeah, this was about Charlotte and Norris. Photos by TMV. That's me. And I charged about $1,000. Yeah, it was $1,000 for this 4-hour wedding. Super small, super intimate. The ceremony was nice. It was just a small friends and family. Her sons were giving her away. I actually framed this photo for them. I framed this photo and sent it to them later on. They couldn't have been happier. They were like, holy shit. Yep. Pretty good. Captured their friends, mingling with their you know, friends from a long time ago. He gave a speech. The speech was tear-jerking. You know, it was nice. Yep. Yeah, it was kind of cool. Is that your website? No, that is not my website. That's just this is PickTime. This is just the delivery service. My website is, if you guys want to see it, tmvvisualmedia.com. This is my website right here. Book a free call. My website is just a couple pages. Got all my links to all my things. Got a store. Couple of things, couple of free stuff. Notion template. I need to update this. I do need to do a little bit more work on it. Got some presets for sale, nothing too crazy, and then my contact info. That's it. For those of you guys that are thinking about making money with your photography or your video work, you gotta have a .com, you guys. Stop being cheap. Stop being cheap, you guys. Do you have any DSLR cameras? I do not. Maybe I have one, I think. It's from the 1970s, though. Just the basics. Just the basics, man. Just call me. Call me, and I want to get you on the phone so we can talk about business. Yeah, websites don't have to be super complicated. That other website was a delivery service. That's how they receive their photos and stuff. You guys can check out, if you guys are on TikTok, you can check out all my links in my, here it is, link in bio on my profile page. Feel free to check out all the stuff there. You can find my website, my YouTube, my Instagram, all my stuff, my storefront, all of that there. Feel free to check it out there. Thank you for the follow. Also, if you guys are brand new here and you're not following already or subscribed over on YouTube, hi YouTube, feel free to do so. 7 people over on YouTube. The problem is that you guys are all so quiet. You know what I'm going to do to make it more interesting? I'm going to try to figure out a way to get the TikTok chat to show up to the YouTube videos so that you guys can like interact with the chats as well. Because what I don't want to do is have you guys move to a different platform. I want you guys to stay where you like to be, you know? Harry Drew, welcome back to the live, buddy. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for stopping in. You have a black pro mist on your lens? Yes. Yes, I do. Oh, my hair's all wild right now. Look at that. Yes, I do. Should I move that a little bit? No, it's a little bit too. Maybe there. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, black pro mist filter, gold mist filter. Sometimes I think these are 1/8, so it's not that intense of an effect. What do you think about the Z8 with a 16mm 1.8 Viltrox? So sit down vids, OBS with monitor attached. Z8 full frame with a 16. 16 is a little wide on a full frame. Levan Sharif. If that's what you're looking for, 16 is super wide on a full frame. I would probably do 24, but 16 will be fine if that's the look that you're going for. Yeah. Sub-Zero, which lens are you using for your live? This is the, I got it right here actually, guys. Let me see. One of these. I need to leave it up. You know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna create like a little Canva thing so that I can just like leave it up, and every time you guys, because I want to show you. I'm not trying to gatekeep you guys. So for TikTok, I'm using a Canon R10. I'm using a Canon R10. This is what I'm using right here. And then the lens is a Sigma 23mm, which is my favorite lens. I don't want to say of all time, but it's really fucking good. Really, really good. So I'm using this camera this is for TikTok Live. And then for YouTube, I'm using an R50. And if you guys want to see the YouTube cam, you got to go over to YouTube. R50. But you don't have to. You don't have to. You can stay where you are. Stay where you are if you want to stay there. And I'm using a 12mm Sigma. So here we go. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's see. Let's type in Canva. Let's see if we can do this. We'll see if we can do this real quick. We'll go to a whiteboard, and let's see. We'll take a picture of this. Control Shift, and let's see how this works. Wow, look at that. It works pretty good. Grab these photos. Woohoo! Look at this. Technology's wild, you guys. Right now, this kind of looks all janky, but that's okay. It's just for demonstration purposes. And then an R10, right? Yeah. By the way, this is how I grab thumbnails for my YouTube channel. Yeah, so this right here, guys, this is it. This is what I have for, how do I, there we go. Look at that, wow. R50, R10. Is that helpful, you guys? I don't even know, but. No sound? Did the sound go away? If you say the 16mm is too wide, so you think a 24mm is better. Truthfully, it just depends on what you're looking for, Levan Sharif. I know that on a crop sensor camera, which you said you had the R or the Nikon something, right? Nikon Z8. That's a full frame camera, if I'm not mistaken. So on a full frame, a 16mm is like really wide. And it's still good, but if that's the look that you want, if you're asking my opinion, I think a 16 is a little wide for a talking head video. 24 to 20mm, that's like pretty cool. Yeah. So 16 is great if you want that look. You know what I mean? It sounds like you wanted an f1.8 though, which could be... Hey, we got a comment over in YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Which do you prefer, a zoom, wide angle, or prime? Ooh. My most used lens is a 15 to 35 L series lens, f2.8. I use that the most because I find myself in situations and environments where I need to be working with a wider angle and also having the flexibility of punching into 35. So 15, and then if I need to be in a tighter shot, I have 35. 24 to 70 is still good, but I find myself in more of a situation where I need 15 versus 24 more often. Let me put this up right here. But if you're asking me which one I prefer, I think I like a 15 to 35 more than a prime. If I have to pick a prime, my favorite focal length is definitely a 35 though. Yeah, definitely a 35. Hey bro, planning to buy an A7 III with a Tamron 28 to 70. Good all around. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, Jimmy. I'm getting a T5i for free. Any suggestions for future upgrades? I'm taking photography seriously. Just use it, bro. For sale, just use it, man. I do mostly hair vids. What are hair vids? Videos of people doing hair? Yeah, then you need a wide for that for sure. Okay, cool. I'll look into. Oh, we got a YouTube comment. Just the dude with a camera. Cool name, bro. Cool name. Okay, cool. I'll look into it. I'm starting to shoot wide angle stuff, and I only have a 24 to 70, so I'm looking for some wider glass. Yeah, bro. You should definitely pick up a. I mean, if you want to spend the money on a 15 to, right now, if you're on YouTube, you're watching me on a 12 millimeter lens. And what's 12? Math is hard, guys. Math is hard. So if I take a calculator, right? If I grab a calculator and I type in 12 times 1.6, this is effectively like a 19 millimeter angle right here. And like you can see that I can reach. This is over on YouTube, by the way. It's over on TikTok. I look like an asshole right now. But this is like really wide, like my entire, and I'm not that big of a guy. I'm 5'8". I don't know if that makes sense to you, right? So like you on a full frame, if you need 16, you need 16. Not sure if that was helpful or not. I hope it was. Hair reviews, me doing my natural hair, etc. Oh, cool. Yeah, there's a lot of need for that. One of my favorite things about content creation, guys, no cap, is like there's a place or there's a corner of the internet for all of us. Whether you're a woman or a man with like ethnic hair or like really dark thick hair or really straight skinny hair, you have an audience out there. You know, whether you're a guy that has an accent or a bigger guy or a smaller guy, everybody's gonna have an audience. Whether you're a guy that likes to build RC cars that are powered by gasoline, you have an audience. It's really, really cool, man. It's really, really cool. And if you can give that guy some basic camera skills and lighting skills and composition skills, that person will immediately blow up. You know, what reminds me of that really is the channel, are you guys familiar with the Outdoor Boys? Like that guy, such a great channel, and he goes on such great adventures, but he learned some basic filming tips and tricks of composition and storytelling, and his channel like blew the fuck up, dude. Just through basic storytelling and videography and composition skills. And he doesn't even use anything fancy. He just uses like action cameras. Really cool. Yeah, on the R5, I want to get those trendy super wide angles like old MySpace photos. Cool. Yeah, 16 millimeter or 12 millimeter for sure. Thoughts on the Lumix cameras? I like Lumix, especially the S series. Yeah, I like the S5 IIX and the S1 IIR, or the S1R, I think it's called. Sony 64 R50. Renzo, Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus Christ, broski. I think I've answered that question for you like so many times, Renzo. You just need to pick one, bro. Shots by Ryder. Do you like the Sigma 18 at 35 f1? Yeah, that's a nice one. That's for crop sensors though. Shot by Ryder. That is a nice lens though. I have the newer version, the 17 to 40 f1.8. That one's really nice. What do you think? If you don't have a lot of money, Renzo, go for the 6400. If you have a lot of money, go for the R50. Actually, the 6400 is like $1,000, isn't it? Thoughts on the EOS R plus the 24 to 105 too? I don't like the R that much anymore. If you're looking at that camera, I'd probably go to the R8. I like that lens though, the EF lens. What if I have a medium amount of money? Medium amount of money, I would say probably stick with Sony. The reason why I ask if you have a lot of money or a little bit of money is because Sony lenses are like super cheap, you guys. Like really, really cheap. Like really cheap. And there's a lot more of them. And a lot more options, right? So you just have the ability to like buy cheaper lenses. If you have a lot of money, I would say, and the thing is too that Sony camera bodies, for like comparing apples to apples, like the same thing, the Sony cameras are more expensive, but they have to be. They have to be because nobody's buying the Sony lenses. People are buying third-party lenses. Canon cameras that are comparable to the Sony cameras, like on par with each other, they are, the Canon cameras are cheaper, but the lenses are more expensive. So what you want to do? What do you want to do? Oh, another YouTube comment. Unpack D. Camera noob here. I do product reviews and looking for an overhead camera. Just bought my first camera a few months ago for my A-roll ZVE-10 II. Oh, sick, bro. Check out this camera right here, man. And check out, actually, you might like this angle right here. This is this camera, the R50V, and I just did an overhead cam, just right meow. And this one right here with this lens combo gets me like, you know, so I do have to watch out for like shakes on the table. That's one thing. It isn't that big of a problem. But like if I'm here, I have access to like my entire thing. I can unbox an entire like, and actually, you know what? We'll simulate a quick unboxing here. These are all products that have been sent to me recently that I need to do unboxing on. So like here you can see if I want a tighter shot, I'll be able to do a full unboxing, you know, and kind of get close to the camera. And then if I need to widen it up a little bit, I got a busy weekend ahead of me. So that's, I like this camera, and the camera that I'm using is this one. Yeah, so I'm using this. Ooh, you know what I should do? I should add this other camera. So Windows this. And then the lens that I'm using is Sigma 10 to 18. And I'm using this lens right here. But if you already have a Sony, I mean, you might want to stick with another Sony since you're in the Sony ecosystem. This lens, by the way, is available on Sony as well. If we go to it, look, it's available on Sony E, Fuji X, Leica L, and Canon RF. Yo, thanks. Yeah, sure, man. I got you. These are the 3 cameras that I'm using in my stream right now, guys. If anybody's interested. If anybody cares. Morning, mate. If I was to upgrade my ZVE 10, I think I lost your comment. Sorry about that. Your message started as morning, mate. The undressed chef. If I was to upgrade my ZVE 10s, I have a fleet of 6 for multicam. Should I go FX30 or FX6s for the fleet? FX10s overheat and can't do the multicam. So if you can afford the undressed chef, congratulations. If you can afford the FX3s, you should get the FX3s. Also, you can kind of get a couple FX3s and a couple FX30s. I think that would be kind of a cool, unless you have the budget. If you have the budget, just go all FX3s. One of the things why I mentioned that is because the FX30 has some cheaper lenses that you might, if you want to save some dollars. If money's not an option, just get all FX3s for sure. Great question. Yeah, great question. The undressed chef. Hello, what camera and lens should I use to stream a stage from 10 to 15 meters away with both wide and close-ups? Probably a 24 to 70. What camera do you have? If you have a 24 to 70, that's great. If your camera mount has a 24 to 105, I'd probably get that. Is the Sigma 17 to 40 for Fujifilm the X-T5? Oh yeah, dude. Who is that? Question mark on TikTok? That lens is fucking sick, bro. Navi, thoughts on the Kodak FZ? I don't have any thoughts on those Kodaks. I've never used them. They're just like point and shoots, right? Using the Blackmagic 4K. Okay. What is that? The E mount? What does the Blackmagic have? So 24 to 70, I guess, is the question. A direct answer to your question. Basically, a 24 would be nice. If you can find something that's a 24 to... There is the 35. I don't know. What mount is the Blackmagic? Remind me. This one. This one would be cool. They have the Tamron. This one would be cool for sure. It's a 35 to 150. You lose on the short end, I guess. But just make sure that you have... This is for E mount. What mount does Blackmagic have? You need to raise your voice volume, brother. Again? Yo, is my voice really that low, guys? Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Fujifilm XM5. Yeah, it's kind of low. Now it's good. All right, cool. My shit's at, bro, my thing is at 350%. Something's going on with my audio. I'll have to double check that. I have AirPods and you sound fine to me. Yeah, only some people have said that I don't sound good, but it's been enough people that I'm like, maybe something is wrong with my audio. Sometimes people like to troll, and say, hey, you need to do this, and then it fucks it up for everybody. But it doesn't sound like people are trolling this time, which is whatever. So right now money isn't an issue. I do have a fleet of good APS-C lenses, so it would be... I'm having trouble reading your message. So it would be, I'm used to all the lenses, Sigma 18. Yeah, sick. Yeah, what I would do, Undressed Chef, is keep a couple FX... For like a couple shots, FX30s, and then for like... Because what's going to happen is that the... you're going to like the FX3s. So I would do like 50% of your fleet, because the full frame lenses are going to be more expensive. So if you can have like one of your cameras or two of your cameras be the FX3s, like your main ones, like your A and your B cam, and then the rest can be FX30s, I think that'd be solid. Or one FX3 and then the rest 30s. That way you don't have a huge commitment, you know? I have AirPods and I sound fine. Sony 67, good camera for pros. And which lens would you recommend? 18 to 50 Sigma f 2.8 if you can swing that. If not, or if you have a larger budget, the 17 to 40 Sigma is really nice. So it's why the FX3 is better than the FX30. All reviews either way, the other, so I can't decide. Yeah, I mean, they're both fantastic cameras. The full frame sensor on the FX30 and its low light capabilities is pretty impressive. You can't go wrong. If I was you, the undressed chef, and if I was you, I would do exactly what I said, is get majority FX30s and then get one FX3 and then see what you think about it. And then over time, you know. Also, the FX30s and the FX3s, I think they're about to get a refresh. I think Sony is going to refresh them this year. So that's another thing to consider. Sounds great. It's all good, bro. All right, cool. Yeah, audio is super duper low on Mac. Interesting. Sony a7 II, want to upgrade A7V, is that worth it? Yes, 100%. A7 V is definitely worthy upgrade. Oh, let me go to the bottom. Shit. Is a Sony 6700 good camera for pros, and which lens would you recommend? I think I answered that already, right? 18 to 50 or the 17 to 40. Best camera for outdoor landscape and also video me and my girl in the bedroom. How big's your... You need something wide, man. You need something wide because your girlfriend is probably... Get the widest lens that you can. Undressed chef. Yes, I was trying to see if there was an upgrade coming for the FX30 Mark II. There is. Yeah, there is. Sony is definitely due for an upgrade, a refresh of those cameras. Here's the way it works. Camera iterations roughly last, and you can research it yourself, they're about 3 to 4 years, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more, but the FX3 and the FX30 have been out for about 4 years now, going on 4 years. Don't quote me on this year's release date, but when it hits the 4-year mark, you should start looking and see the Sony rumors and see what's going on. So yeah, and I'd hate for you to spend all that money on something that just is not that it'll become obsolete, but when a newer model is available. For two things, because one, you'll have an option to buy the newest and latest tech, because 5-year-old tech is kind of old now in the camera world. It still works, but it's kind of old. But also, there'll be a price drop by a couple $100 on last generation stuff, because people will be returning all of their things and upgrading, so the market will be flooded with last generation's cameras. Renzo, what's your best cheap Sony lens that you can zoom in a wide angle? What's your best cheap Sony lens that you can... probably something like probably something from Sigma, bro. Yes, haha. I have to spend money before end of financial year, June 30th in Australia. Ooh, got it. Yeah. You're in a bind. Then I would I'd get lenses. No, I'm just kidding. I'd probably be upgrading some other stuff then, man. I don't think it'll be out by June. You guys can also check this just by doing some research on your own to seeing when camera brands start releasing what time of the year and like what camera shows are upcoming. and you can kind of map out the calendar and kind of predict when camera brands kind of start hinting at stuff. So you can just, you know, because camera brands have been releasing cameras for dozens, decades, you know, and you start to see patterns after a while. I know that Canon, they really wanted to release the R100 or the R1 before the Olympics this year. A lot of brands actually wanted to release cameras before the Olympics. FIFA is around the corner, so FIFA might be another calendar event that you can mark, you know. Yeah. What's the best camera for photography? Sony. For photography from Sony, I think I would like the, you know, the Alpha A7 V series is really good, but I really like the A7CR. I would really like that for photography. If I'm thinking Sony and photography only, an A7 CR. Renzo Libra, thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome, buddy. Yeah, I would check Sigma or Tamron for sure. By the way, guys, for those of you that are just joining, these are the cameras that I'm currently using right now. On TikTok, you guys are seeing me on this. This is a a Canon R10 and a Sigma 23mm. And then on my top-down shot right here, this shot right here, this top-down shot that you see here is a R50V with a 10 to 18mm Sigma lens. And then for the YouTube world, I'm using a R50 with a 12mm. The Undressed Chef, thank you so much for stopping in. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. I'm also looking for content ideas, so if you have any, let me know. The R10 is great. It's super light, ain't it? Yeah, it's a small camera. It's a little rinky-dinky camera. I might be trading in my R10 though. I might be trading in my R10 for an R50V. I actually might be trading both of these in. Maybe not this one. Maybe just this one. The R series on cameras are made for photos specifically. A7 III, the R series on Sony cameras are made. The R cameras have like higher resolution sensors. Yeah, for sure. For sure. How about the Sony 6300? I don't know. Let's look at it. Let's look at the Sony 6300. Why not get the 6400? I'm not that savvy. Oh, it's way cheaper. Oh, I don't know about this one. Let's find out. Let's look at it. 24 megapixels. 4K 30, 1080, 120. Okay. Oh, it has S-Log. Look at that. What kind of screen does it have? It has a little baby flash. Look at that. It's so cute. Yeah, look at this. This guy's nice. I don't think it has a tilty screen. It has a flip-up screen, which is whatever. For 600 bucks, though, not too shabby. I like that it has S-Log. And this comes with a lens, too. Fujifilm X-T5 or X-T50? Probably the 5, right? Let's see. Fujifilm X-T5. Let's add this to compare. And then the X-T50. Let's check them out. By the way, guys, the website that I'm using is bnhphotoandvideo.com. You can type in the cameras that you want and see them side by side comparison and see which features you like the most. Not only can you see the prices next to each other, but you can see all of the features next to each other. Ooh, look at this. They got the exact same megapixel count. Over on YouTube, do you have any recommendations for a tiny 4K camera with an SDI output for drum cam wide angle? I do not. I do not, unfortunately. Sensitivity is better for video and resolution for photo. In Sony A7R stands for resolution. That is correct. That is correct. Yeah. Elias, are you just dropping knowledge, or what are you trying to say, bro? What is the difference between these? This one has 15 FPS. This one has 13. 14-bit depth. Both are 10-bit video. F-log. No recording limit. This one doesn't say if it has a recording limit. I'd buy the better one. Yeah, I'd buy the better one. Excuse me. Somebody was asking about the R series. Oh, got it. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you dropping some knowledge. Using DP review. Is this DP review? No, this is B&H. DP review is also pretty good too. These look really, really similar. Not gonna lie. 4 viewers on YouTube. What up, YouTube? Welcome in. We're just answering questions. Right now we're comparing the Fujifilm X-T5 versus the X-T50. If I'm going off looks, look at this bad boy, dude. Ooh, they have it in silver too. Ooh. They look really, really similar, man. Not even gonna lie, man. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. The black is clean though. Does this one come in black? It does. Yeah, if I had the cash and the desire to buy one of these, I would definitely get the X-T5. Get the nicer one. There's another person with the mic volume thing. I wonder what's going on. How long have I been live? All right, I got a couple more minutes. Have you tried cameradecision.com? I have not. I like B&H because I'm an affiliate at B&H. Volume sounds fine to me. Thank you, Julia. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Julia. Somebody that I can trust. Thoughts on the Sony? Sony 67, thumbs up. Sony A7 III worth $1690 USD. I don't think so, dude. I think the Sony A7 III is like $1,500, right? What's crazy is that you guys can check this, right? like, like that's what it costs. You know? Should I get the A7 IV or the Canon R6 Mark II? Elias, at that point, it's really a preference of brand. I would choose the Canon R6 Mark II, but you can't go wrong with the A7 IV. Yeah, it doesn't. They're both great cameras, dude. They're both really, really great cameras. It doesn't really matter like the use case for them at that price, at that comparison. The difference between them really is the in my opinion is just the label, Sony or Canon. I think the Sony is more expensive too, right? Or they might be the same. A7 IV. No, see, Sony's always more money, dude. People think that Sony's cheaper. Sony's more expensive, bro. In this one, though, there is a big difference in the sensor, in the megapixels. This one has 33. This one has 24. Yeah. Yeah, so the Sony's more expensive, but truthfully, I think they're almost like the exact same camera. Granted, this is a big difference, though, so I'll give them that. I'll give them that there's a big jump in megapixels. Sony really needs to activate open gate capabilities. They probably will in the next generation. BRB working on myself. What's up, bro? Welcome in. Chloe, I just got my first. What'd you get, Chloe? The R6 II is the reason why I think it's better in low light though is because it has less megapixels, bro. Cameras that have like, you know, less megapixels usually have better low light capability. One of the best low light cameras that's available is the Sony FX3, and that motherfucker has 12 megapixels. Canon R50, sick, dude. You made the right choice, Chloe. You made the right choice. What do you think of the 28-70 for Canon? It's good. I think it's a little expensive. I think for the price of the 28-70 BRB working on myself, I would probably buy the EF. The EF 24-70 EF. EF 24-70 f2.8. If this is about the same price, I would buy this one. Oh shit, never mind. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so I think this is roughly the same. I think the 28-70 is about 1100 or 1200, and I would much rather buy this than this L series. L series is very nice. I'd much rather buy this than the STM. Who has the best primes, Canon or Sony? I think it's a toss-up. Sony 6400 for startup camera for freelancing. Hell yeah, dude. Do it. I traded my 7200 f4 for a 28-70. Nice, dude. Which 28-70? The f2.8 one? Which 70-200? That doesn't sound like a fair trade. Have you ever been close to switching to Sony? I don't know if which 70-200 did you have? Elias, I have a Sony, but no, I've never been close to switching to Sony. Hell no. The F4, got it. I don't know if I would have done that trade, BRB, but if that's what you wanted, man. Best video cinema camera for 3K budget? Probably a Blackmagic camera. If you're looking for a cinema camera. Yeah, probably one of the Blackmagic cameras. What's the 6K Pocket? Yeah, probably one of these guys. Ooh, look at this one. The Blackmagic Pixis. Ooh. Look at all the buttons. Ooh, full frame 6K. Ooh. Open gate, 6K 36 FPS open gate. Ooh, Canon EF lens. Ooh, very nice. Best VCM lens? Depends on what focal length you like, Jimmy. Depends on what focal length you like. I have a what's it called? An acquaintance of mine that has one of these Pixies cameras. He makes some pretty serious stuff though. By the way, mind you that this is just the body. Like, you need a whole bunch of other shit to make it work. I guess you don't need all of this stuff. Ooh, look at this. For $6,000. For $6,000, you get a couple lenses. He said I can always use it if I need it. However, I never use the 70. Yeah. If you didn't need it, I just I don't know how I feel about trading an L for a non-L. If you're happy with it, that's all that matters, though. Yeah, but I wouldn't have traded an L for a non-L personally. Detail, tech, and tint, is that like top of the line? This is a proper cinema camera. You asked for a cinema camera, right? Yeah, this is a proper cinema camera. What does the L stand for? L is just the top of the line lenses that Canon makes. It's kind of like what Sony G Master is to Canon, to Sony. The Canon top of the line lenses is the L series. It's the one that has the red ring. It has the L series has the red ring on it. You see this? If you see a lens out there with a red ring on it from Canon, it's the most expensive lens that they have. Yeah, you traded the 70-200 f4 is an L series lens. I'm going from iPhone to that for my shop for video content. For the I think you and I talked already. Detailed, tech, and tint. You were in my lives a couple weeks ago. I remember your name. And I remember you having a detail shop. I think I remember you said you had an R6. Is that correct? Or was that somebody else? It could be somebody else. Who knows? I could be crazy. I'm mad that I didn't start with Canon, but now I'm too deep in Sony to switch. Yeah, that'll happen, dude. I never tell people to switch. Just because it's so costly and time-consuming and expensive, I tell people it's like, if you're already in the system, just stick with it unless you really, really have to change. And the only way that you would really need to change is if you work in a production house that has mostly one brand, you know? The 28-70 millimeter have the red ring around it as well. The f2.8, it does not. Unless he put it on. The 28-70 f2.8. Yeah, it does not have a red ring around it. It has a silver ring. Nah, at the time you recommended the R6 Mark III. The R6 Mark III is not a cinema camera. I have a Canon 24-70 f2.82 lens. Is it a crappy one, or do I just need to learn how to use it? No, that's a pretty nice lens. That's an L series lens. How is the Fujifilm X ZVE10 II? Very nice. Very nice. I do like the Sony. I do like the Sony ZVE10 for what it is. I am happy with it. Is the Canon G7X a good everyday camera for fun and family? It is. It sure is. I even looked it up online. It shows the red ring around it as well. No, if this is the lens that you got, bro, this lens is not an L series lens. It's an STM lens. Look, IS STM lens. Oh, right here. I use a Canon Mark. No, not that one. So you mean the 28-70 f2? Yeah, that's an L series lens as well. Oh, you have the EF. Cool. Then if it's an L one, then yeah, you did it, bro. That's a good trade. An L for an L is a W. Is there a Fujifilm that compares to the Canon G7X that's compact and everyday use? The XM5, I think. Fujifilm XM5. XM5. Yeah, something like this. It's an interchangeable lens camera, super small, compact. It's itty bitty. It's so cute. Yeah, I would say this right here. You'd have to buy a lens for it though, something like this. So even with the little lens, it's $1,000. Big dog. I use an XH2 for video currently with a Sigma 17-40. Good rate. Hell yeah, bro. Maybe the Fujifilm X106, but I don't know anything about the G7X. The G7X is that camera that all the girlies want nowadays. That's like super overpriced. Chase, what up, Chase? If I had to decide between the EF 16-35 f2.8 L or an EF 17-40 f4L, what would be a better option? Oh, it looks like you deleted the message. I'm planning to buy my first camera and deciding between the A7 IV or the A7 IV. Easy. I don't check DMs, Lindsay. Not while I'm live. Just send it here in parts if you want. I couldn't the X106 be good? It's 41 megapixels. Yeah. The X106 is nice, dude. The XM5 has one of the best ranked Cine dynamic range tests of all time. It's 19th. Sick, dude. The XM5, I like this little camera. I do like this little camera. I would probably buy it with no lens and then check out like a little prime or something. You know, but actually, you know what? This lens is $100. You know what I mean? So for $100, you get a little lens. Not my favorite of all time, but it's $100. But truthfully, I'd probably get it like this, and then I'd get like a little Sigma lens on it. You know. I got a Lumix GH5. I want to get that night vision look. How do I achieve that? A night vision look? Like the green? Like you're looking through a night vision green? I don't know. I think you actually need night vision for that. If I had to decide between an EF 16-35 f2.8 or L EF 17-40 f4, which would be better? A pin option in terms of quality. Trying to save money is a priority while maintaining the most lens quality. I'd go for the EF 16 to 35 f 2.8L. That's an easy one. Is Sony 6700 is future proof? No camera is future proof. It's a good camera though. 67's nice. It's good. The 67, all cameras that are within the past 5 years are good for another 5 years. Put it that way. Hey man, Tamron 28 to 70 G2 versus Sigma 24 to 70 Art. Ooh, 24 to 70 Art for sure. Yeah, absolutely. If you see something from Sigma that has an Art designation on it, that's the better one. Is the Sony ZV-E10 II good? Yes, it is. I have one right here. Check it out. Oh, let me zoom this in. This is the ZV-E10 II right here. You guys see that? ZV-E10 II. Ooh, should we make a little TikTok right now, guys? Should we make a little TikTok? I keep forgetting that I need to make clips out of these fucking lives. I always forget. We'll make a little clip right now. Let's see. The ZV-E10. It's worth, let's see, what should I say? ZV-E10 II. The ZV-E10 II retails for $1,000 body only. I paired it right here with a Shure 23mm f1.2. 23mm is very quickly becoming my new favorite focal length. I got it in all white, and she looks clean. Boom, TikTok done. That'll probably get 10,000 views, you guys. 10,000 views. Where's Caster? All right, now the way that I have my whole thing set up, guys, is kind of neat because I can grab that screen recording and then send it to my phone. Send to phone. Boom, captured it. It should capture the audio and the music and everything. Let's see. Connected to devices. It is. Where's the Windows link? There it is. Boom, got it. Look at that. And if I open this up, it literally just sends it right to my phone. Now I'll do a quick edit on that, cut it up, and post that shit. Fancy. Thoughts on the Sony 6400? Chicken breast. Thumbs up on the 6400. Part 1. I have a Canon Mark II. Jesus. Part 1. I have a Canon Mark II and a Canon 24 to 70 f2.8. I have the adapter. Is this affecting the quality of my photos? It's just hard to shoot, I guess. I have rented many RF 24 to 70 and lenses never had an issue. What's the adapter, Lindsay? What adapter? Did you get an adapter from Canon? Or did you get an adapter from a third party? Thanks, man. How important while in beginner intermediate for dual SD trying to start a business? If you guys make money with your cameras and somebody's paying you for a job, it's critically important that you have 2 SD cards. Critically important. And it's critically important that when you're on this job that you're recording to both SD cards simultaneously. If you're not getting paid for your work, somebody's not paying you money, one SD card is fine. Do you recommend filming a little bit overexposed in S-Log? You know what? I don't really film in S-Log. And I would experiment, man. I would experiment with the same shot. I mean, Hugo, One of my favorite things to do is just film stupid shit whenever I'm testing cameras. So like I set up my camera in certain situations where I'm like overexposed by a couple, underexposed by a couple, and then I actively do some testing. Every camera and every brand is going to be a little bit different, so I encourage you just to keep testing your own camera. So does that make sense? Just keep testing it. Can you review my most recent video? I'm not doing any reviews. Also, I'm not doing free reviews anymore, so I'm mostly just hopping on to like answer people's questions and stuff. Later on, I am gonna offer portfolio reviews, photo reviews, and like tutorials and shit like that, and like helpful videos to help people create a portfolio. Access to them, like viewing them, is going to be free, of course, but actually getting them reviewed will either cost channel points or gifts or whatever it is on YouTube, whatever they're called. But yeah, I'm gonna flex my newest buy, a Sony A7 IV, woo, and a 1.4 G Master 35. Woo! Nice work, Elias. Yeah, you did it, man. You already did it, bro. You don't need my help. Sir, what should I buy? Sony A7 IV. You should buy the A7 IV. I have some advice for mobile videographer. I try to find money to upgrade a camera. Do I have advice for a mobile videographer? Keep shooting, bro. Thanks, man. You're a legend. Take care. Appreciate you, broski. Appreciate you. Just bought a Canon R6 Mark II. Nice. Caleb, congratulations, man. That's a great combo. Lumix S5 2X. Ooh. I'd probably go, Joel. I'd probably go for the Lumix, Joel. Hugo, you're welcome, Hugo. My middle name is Hugo, by the way. Caleb does have a dream combo, dude. That's really, really nice. Septimus. I have a Fujifilm X-T30 as my first camera. I love the vibe of the Sony. The Fujifilm X-T33 is great, dude. When will you do portfolio reviews? How many cameras do you own? I own a lot, Chase. I own a lot of cameras. Elias, to answer your question, when will I do channel reviews and portfolio reviews? I'm hoping to do them soon. What I really want to do is just keep practicing going live with people on YouTube and on TikTok, because I really want to just get all this figured out and get some more practice in. I have a couple of goals right now to get my my YouTube account to 4,000 subscribers. I'm a little bit of ways away from that. By the end of March, 300 more subs I think I need, or 200 maybe. So I'm working towards that goal, and like I'm setting up those goals as like mile markers to like bring people in to actually start. I'll do them for free at the beginning, and then eventually I'll start charging people like channel points or whatever they cost. Just because if I do them for free, Elias, what happens is that I get a bunch of people that are not really that interested, you know, so I want people that have bought in, and also I want the experience of the people that are just watching to also have like a good experience, right? So when I was doing them for free, it was just a bunch of people that weren't very serious about photography, or really, you know, didn't really have much interest in what I had to say, because they weren't bought in. They didn't have any skin in the game, you know. Take Hugo my Victor. My name is not Take Hugo my Victor. You have to give us your Lightroom filter if you have. I don't have a Lightroom. I do have some for sale. I don't promote them, but they're on my website. They're nothing special. They're just like $5. I think I've only sold a couple, but here we go. These are my preset packs here. Buy now. I haven't kept up on these ever. I do need to upgrade them and like do some stuff, but I did some photography way back in the day and created my own presets and then kind of sold them here. But I don't advertise them or I don't promote them much. The goal is high quality videos. Okay. That's a good goal. So as my first camera for the shop, do you recommend the R6 III or the Blackmagic? Do you need a hybrid camera? If you need a hybrid camera, the R6 Mark III is pretty great, man. Yeah, it's pretty great. All right, guys, I am about to bounce. For those of you guys that are in here on TikTok and on YouTube, if you haven't followed or subscribed already, now is your opportunity to do so. I'm going to be heading out. I will possibly be back tomorrow. I do go live at random times. I'm also going to be going live doing like street photography, where I'm going to be mounting you guys to a chest mount, like a cell phone, and having you guys walk the city of Philadelphia with me, taking photos. And then I'll take those photos and do a live editing session where you guys can see me edit my photos, and we'll chat and answer questions just like this. So I'm really trying to do a lot of things. Again, if you're not following and you're not subscribed just yet, please consider doing so. I am out for the night. Toodles.